I'm Jim Hansen, director of the Warrior Legacy Institute. We've been fighting the war in Afghanistan for 8 years now, and the American public has never really gotten a good explanation of what our strategy and goals are. This March, President Obama announced that he was sending an additional 21,000 troops there and that our goal would be to deny safe havens to al-Qaeda. He also placed General Stanley McChrystal in charge of our operations there and asked him to make an assessment and recommendations as to what our next steps should be. General McChrystal has since asked for additional troops in order to put in place a population-centric counterinsurgency strategy. The key to fighting a population-centric counterinsurgency is gaining the trust of the local populace by providing them security and helping them increase their quality of life. It requires a high degree of interaction between our forces and the local Afghans. We need to move off our bases and live in close proximity to them, both to safeguard them from the Taliban and to show them that we share their sacrifices. One of the first changes General McChrystal made was to issue a tactical directive that aims to limit the number of civilians killed in our operations to as few as possible. This directive places restrictions on when we may fire on civilian structures, even when our troops are taking fire from them. However, if they are in danger and cannot use other means, they are explicitly permitted to call for whatever fire is necessary to protect themselves.
Adjust fire, polar, over. Roger, I copy. Danger close. How are they danger close to my position, over? Do it, do it, do it.
Afghanistan is a fiercely tribal culture, and when we kill members of a particular group, we may lose the opportunity to improve relations with that entire tribe. Counterinsurgency works to gain the trust of individual leaders and members of the tribes so that they will eventually inform on the locations of insurgents and whether or not their own villages have been infiltrated. None of this is possible without the creation of additional Afghan security forces. We need to train and equip large numbers of them so they can operate alongside of us, and once areas have been pacified, they can take over responsibility for security. Counterinsurgency operations unfold like this. We move into a new area with our Afghan partners, using as little force as possible to clear it of insurgents. Meetings with the local elders must be held to make security agreements and also to establish which products can increase their quality of life.
We need to have this meeting because it's an Afghan face. When Americans go in there and say, you need this, then it's an American solution to an Afghan problem, and that does not work. The elders are the closest ones to the people of the village. And when the elder told us that his top concern is irrigation, followed by treating malaria, and if we go in there and try to treat medical problems for animals, then you've got a problem. That's the reason why we have these shuras.
Eventually, areas become secure enough for the follow-on civilians to surge in. The State Department helps the national government become functional, construction projects improve living conditions, and agricultural projects provide food and livelihood. The process happens on an ink blot model. Each area of security expands and limits the reach of the insurgents. They are moved away from the populace and can be increasingly targeted by counter-terror operations. The increased intelligence provided by the local populace allows targeted strikes that will not cause harm to the civilians. Counterinsurgency is a long war strategy and takes time and resources to successfully implement. But with some patience, it can potentially yield an Afghanistan that no longer harbors terrorists.